Can you share a little bit about Sammy the Bull?
Man, Sammy. So we end up doing long. I end up doing almost what, maybe almost 10 years with him, and he did. He was instrumental in helping us, learn to play chess, and he wasn't happy about getting his ass kicked out of the game. Sammy's a character, man, and he's a very jealous, you know, just piece of garbage, man. At the end of the day, and I could tell you, there's good things about him. He's a smart businessman, and I get nothing out of even speaking about him, but you know, um, he likes to tell the story, his point of view, and I don't think he's always truthful about his intentions. And he has a big following. He's a great storyteller, but he's a piece of garbage at the end of the day. He's jealous. He feels that everybody owes him something, and he thinks he's smarter than everyone. And all for anyone who says something like really great about him, you have to question them. If you really know him, then you'll see who he is. But at the same time, like I said, I think he's an intelligent person. He's a great businessman, and I took him into my cell. He lived with me for, man, 8, 9 months. I treated him like a respectful man. I looked out for him. I made sure he ate. I made sure he was good, and he just, his jealousy just takes over. And I end up having problems with him. And that story he tells about it being some Puerto Rican dude, that was actually him. The guy, he was in a WITSEC unit in prison trying to start up his own mob family. And he was telling people certain things, and that person was trying to get a deal off his threats and stuff. And they went to the feds, and he got himself in another mess. Like, it's common for him to be in those messes, and there's no reason for me to make that up. I get nothing out of that, and there was a big move, and we had issues, and I agree with him on one thing, that the government did believe his story, because he brought up some Coastal Nostra shit, saying that they don't, bother families. It's all bullshit. He's a racist person. He tries to sugarcoat it. He's full of shit. And he did tell me the story once, that he was upset that his family was jealous of my wife. And in his eyes, he felt like, why should my family be jealous of your family? And that kind of shows you the kind of character he has.
He
And
says
I
it with
used
a
to,
smiling face. All my little
yeah,
savage nieces.
and then we'd get into it. Sometimes I'd be upset. He would try to you know um, push my buttons a little bit and tell me things about the cartel stuff and how they ain't shit. And I used to be like, whatever, Sammy. And I mean, it's just weird. Like, he wasn't as mature as you'd think he would be for being like a almost 70-year-old man. Or, it's like, it's weird. Um, but Sammy's full of shit for the most part, and I don't have no problem telling him that, because I took care of him. I made sure he ate. I made sure he was good, and out of the kindness of my heart, just because I see him as an older man, I would think about my dad being in prison, and and there was definitely times where plenty of people were gonna beat the shit out of him, and just because he was an older man, they would leave him alone.
Jay, you got anything on Sammy the Bull?
Man, Sammy. I feel bad, hear my brother talk like that. So hear my brother just, I understand his sentiment, to speak to him, speak about him like that. I just, I get it too, Sammy being Sammy. Anyone who knows him, he's just who he is, and you know, I, I respect him as an older person. I think we're all flawed in some type of way, and he has his, quirks, and his wrongs for sure. Um, yeah, he taught us how to play chess. I had a relationship with him, with his daughter Karen, and stuff like that. And I just, he's a lot older now, and I think that as you get older, people start kind of losing it a little bit. And I guess it's just gonna be another story, right? That's gonna be told about our life, that um, that's just so
Yeah, and this
crazy,
time
right?
two
That
separate ones, because the relationship that you have with him and the relationship that Pete had with him is, complete two different
yeah,
things.
yeah, and for I'm sure sure. like I said, everyone has the right to their opinion. I'm not trying to change their mind. I'm not saying, like, there's probably things that I did that he didn't like. Like, he didn't like, certain people, like, gravitating towards us, or having, like, that they respected us a little bit more than they did him, but it was because of his flaws, his character,
But yeah, but I think for the most part, it's Italian guys, they don't like being outshined or anything, and it's just a new day and age, right? Especially when we showed up in prison, it's like uh, it was different. Before it was Italian guys, Italian guys, Italian guys, and now here we are, and it was hard for them to adjust for sure.